Okay, we are live. We are live. Yeah, just a quick one, man. Late night chat, boxing, non-boxing. You can really ask what you want, man. There's no real set topic here. Just thought I'd fire up a quick live stream. Just watched BDA's latest video or latest stream. And yeah, man. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Let me turn that shit off. Let me turn that shit off as well. Okay. There we go. Yes, big up to Cone Gaming, man. Salute to you, sir, on this fine Friday evening or Saturday morning, whatever you want to call it. Got a decent weekend coming up. Going out tomorrow, getting a few beers down me. All that good stuff. So, should be a good one, man. Yes, Mohammed. The great Marius Wack. The most impressive chin in boxing today. Look at that chin, man. Look at that chin. You could fucking cut diamonds with that fucking chin. You could cut diamonds with it. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys are well. Just a quick one, really. I was kind of bored. Not going to go to sleep yet, so thought I'd fire up a quick little stream. We'll talk some nonsense. You can ask what you want, man. Boxing, non-boxing, whatever. There's a few fights this weekend, obviously. You've got the top-ranked card. Navarrete versus Christopher Diaz. Edgar Belanga's on the undercard as well. So that's worth watching out for, but nothing too crazy this weekend. You've got Felix Cash and Denzel Bentley as well. Good little fight. Good little fight. Oh, I would take Lewis Neary in that fight, Cone Gaming. I would take Lewis Neary. I see it being competitive. Lewis Neary's not looked as good recently since he got busted for PEDs. So I think it's going to be competitive, but I would say Lewis Neary on points in that fight. Lewis Neary on points, I think, is the safe bet. I don't think anybody's getting knocked out in that one. Should be a good fight, though. Masvidal or Usman? I've got Usman again. I think he's too well-rounded for Jorge Masvidal. You know, the wrestling game, his striking's got a lot better. I can't see past Usman winning on points again. I think it'll be on points. He'll do the same sort of thing, grind him against the cage, neutralize him, and beat him on points. Masvidal, if he does win this fight, I think he needs to do it early on when he's fresh, when he's hitting hard. But Masvidal's got a punchless chance, but I can't really see it, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's fair. I would say 60-40 Neary. I think it's a pretty good fight that's going under the radar in the 122 division. It's stacked, in my opinion. Yeah, and the winner of that fight is scheduled to fight Stephen Fulton in a unification fight. So, yeah, 122 right now is looking good. You've got MJ Akhmadaliev doing some good things as well. Real good fighter. So 122 right now, you're right. Very good division. And certain guys are fighting each other now. You know, last year we had Danny Roman versus Akhmadaliev. Great fight. And this year looks like we're going to get some more good fights. So listen, man, it's a good division. It's a very good division, 122. The fight I want to see the most, I'm assuming that Fulton will beat the winner of that fight. I think he'll beat the winner of Neary and Figueroa. I want to see Stephen Fulton, MJ Akhmadaliev. I think that's a great fight. Great fight. Yes, big up to Official Scorecard Boxing Science. Salute to you, official man. Hopefully you're keeping well. Hopefully you have a nice weekend coming up. Enjoy your time with your loved ones. But big up to Official Scorecard Boxing Science. Salute to Carlos Mendoza. Big up to Carlos. Big up to you, sir. USA friendly stream. Massive chin. Yeah, man, I thought I'd do a late night one. Late night in the UK, at least. Michael Van Gerwen. Hello, Del. What do you think of the Canelo Saunders undercard? I've not really, to be honest with you, I've not really checked it out, if I'm being honest. I know Kieran Conway's fighting Solomon Sissoko. I think Sissoko's with Anthony Joshua, so that could be a pretty good fight. Obviously, you've got the main event as well, which is interesting. I think Kid Galahad and Jazza Dickens could be on that card as well. That's what I heard. So it could be a decent card. Let me have a look on BoxRec. What's the undercard looking like? Let's have a look. Oh, it's not showing on BoxRec yet. But yeah, from what I've seen, I think it'll be okay. Big up to Dead Game Boxing. Salute to you, sir. Big up to Dead Game. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, official man. Why did Mark end his stream? God bless to Mark, what he did in the past week. It was amazing. Yeah, 100%, man. He raised a lot of money for Gonzalo's baby. So, yeah, salute to Mark, man, every single time. Really good stream as well. I jumped on there quite a few times and had some interesting conversations, some fun moments. Obviously, towards the end, we know what happened, which is... Well, yeah, it's just disappointing. That's all I can really say. But yeah, Mark done a great job, brilliant job. He really did. Gave up his time, and all for a good cause. So much respect to Mark and everybody who supported it in no matter what way. Whether you shared the stream, whether you donated, whether you hit up the GoFundMe page, whatever you did to support it. Just big up to you guys, man. What's your prediction for Canelo Saunders, Del? Think Saunders wins a few rounds? Yeah, I think he might win a couple of the early rounds when he's fresh. He actually looks in really good shape. He's ripped. According to him, he's been training for months. So I can imagine him giving Canelo problems early on. But I would imagine that Canelo, as the fight goes on, he'll start to close that gap more and more, start to work that body. Billy Joe's going to slow down. Naturally, Billy's not got a great gas tank. We've seen that in numerous fights now. The John Ryder fight, the Nick Blackwell fight, the Eubank fight, the Yakovov fight, the Andy Lee fight. Billy's not got a good gas tank. And I think as that fight goes on, Canelo's going to get closer to him. He's going to find that body and drain him and eventually either knock him out late or win on points. What, in your opinion, are the top 3 best fights on the schedule right now? For me, Donaire versus Ubali's number 1 because Nonito's my favorite fighter of all time. 2, Taylor Ramirez. 3, Charlo Castano. I would go number 1, Taylor Ramirez. Number 2, Charlo Castano. Number 3, who would I say number 3? I do like that fight between Donaire and Ubali. I think I would go with your list, but just a different way round. It would have been much better. It would have been a much better fight at 160, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I think Billy Joe Saunders really is, and he's basically an ill-disciplined middleweight. That's what Billy Joe is. He's not really a 168 pounder, in my opinion. Doesn't look at 168. He just doesn't look as fleet of foot. His reactions aren't quite as good. Doesn't look like the same fighter to me at 168. Not saying he's completely useless, but yeah, he doesn't look as good to me. Yeah, I just can't see how Billy wins that fight. Like even let's say he performs out of his skin and he wins 7 rounds. We know what's going to happen. So Billy needs to really win this fight 9 rounds to 3, I would say, clear, to have a chance of getting the decision. And that's basically the reality. I know the DAZN scorecards actually for Canelo have been a lot better. If you look at the Jacobs scorecards, the Kovalev cards weren't too bad. So maybe Billy can do it, but I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Oh, yeah, I agree. Ben Askren's Boxing Limited. I think that's Pigeon. That is Pigeon. Callum Smith running in the last round versus Canelo was pitiful. Shameful considering he had nothing else to lose. I totally agree, Pigeon. I totally agree. Listen, when you're 11 rounds down and you got 1 round left, you got a choice. Either fight to go the distance and take a moral victory, or go out on your shield trying to get a knockout. And we know what Callum did. So I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, Nonito's a fucking gangster, man. Been around for years now. Can't believe it was back in 2007 when he beat Vic Darchinyan. People forget how good Darchinyan was back then as well. He was rated in some pound-for-pound lists, actually, way back when, Vic Darchinyan. And that was a big upset at the time. And ever since then, man, he's just fought tough guy after tough guy, multiple divisions, multiple world titles. Yeah, how can anyone not like Donaire, man? Great fighter. Yeah, I liked the art, man. Yeah, big up to Michael Van Gerwen. He sent me some art on Twitter. Some channel art, like off his own back. So big up to Michael Van Gerwen. When we go back to the regular streams, you know, when I title them, I'll show some of these some of the artwork that he did for the channel, because I can use that on these streams when we do the official streams. So yeah, big up to Michael Van Gerwen, man. Big up to Michael Van Gerwen. Cone Gaming 9-3, you mean 12-0 and score a knockdown, maybe get a draw. Yeah, that's really all I'm looking for, Mohammed. That's all I'm really looking for Billy Joe, to go in there and actually really give it a go. And we'll know whether Billy Joe's in shape. We'll know whether he's taking it seriously. It will tell in his performance. That's all I'm hoping for, is Billy Joe goes in there, applies himself, gives it the best he's got. If he does that, you can't really ask for no more. Cone Gaming, I was 12 years old when Donaire beat Darchinyan. I'd been watching boxing several years, but wasn't hardcore into that fight. Wasn't hardcore, and that fight made me a hardcore into boxing. I was amazed by that knockout. Yeah, it was a brutal knockout, man. That check, it was almost like a check left hook, wasn't it? When he kind of backed up and just exploded with that left hook, bang on the chin. You could hear it like a cricket bat. Big knockout, man. Big up to G-Man Boxing every single time. Yo, G-Man was lucky to see the face reveal on Mark's channel. He saw it, man. Big up to G-Man. Salute to, yeah, G-Man's got a great channel as well, by the way. Real good channel. So check him out. I saw Nonito in Glasgow versus Burnett. Was good to see him fight fucking quality. Oh yeah, Donaire, not only is he a quality fighter, just a good dude as well, man. Real good dude. Humble. Awesome guy, man. Prime Michael Nunn versus Gennady Golovkin. Who wins? That's a very good fantasy fight. Golovkin could always get to Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn's chin wasn't the greatest, but he was a tremendous back foot boxer. Real good snappy jab, hand speed. He was a very good boxer, Michael Nunn. I always felt that, looking back, obviously, I wasn't born then, but looking back, I always felt maybe he should have really done a lot more with his talents. But I could see maybe Michael Nunn winning on points, or Michael Nunn is winning on points and he gets knocked out. I think that's a hard one to call, to be honest. Who do you think wins, Cash or Bentley? I have a feeling Cash wins by KO. I've got Denzel Bentley, Mohammed. I've got Denzel Bentley. The way I see it, to me, Denzel showed me a lot more versatility. When he was coming up, he was more of like a slugger type, where he was getting involved, trading and knocking guys out, applying pressure. In the first Heffron fight, he proved he can box. In the second Heffron fight, he almost fought as like a boxer puncher. So he's shown me he can box. He can be the boxer puncher. He can brawl. He can apply pressure. He's shown me a lot more versatility to his game. Whereas Felix Cash kind of really just does the same thing over and over. So I've got Denzel Bentley, but it's a good fight. It's a good fight. That's okay, bro. Darchinyan had a lot of success after losing to Donaire, makes the win even bigger. Yeah, Darchinyan was a good fighter, man. He was a real good fighter back then, real good fighter. And he's another guy, really, who doesn't get the accolades he deserves. He fought everybody, Vic Darchinyan. He fought a lot of guys. A lot of guys. What do you think of Burnett's freak injury? Or was it a legit shot? I think listen, man, I just think his body gave out. A lot of people have speculated in regards to Adam Booth and his training methods. And when you look at some of the fighters he's worked with for a long time, Ryan Burnett, George Groves, David Hay, their bodies fell apart. Is there something in that? Potentially. I've heard a few things about Adam Booth with his training. So maybe it's that. I think it was an injury, though, genuinely. I don't care how hard the net hits. You can't land a body shot and put someone's back out. Bentley round 7 TKO. Osumbu Kalambe, very good fighter, underrated fighter. He'd be a problem in today's middleweight division, Sumbu Kalambe. And yeah, Michael Nunn got rid of him in a round. That was crazy because Kalambe always was known as having a good chin, and people basically said that Michael Nunn couldn't punch. That was a shocking result. Fantasy fight, prime for prime at 108 or 115. Naoya Inoue versus Chocolatito. Ooh. 108, I'd go Roman Gonzalez. 115, I think Inoue's too big. I think he's more filled out at that weight. I'd go Inoue at 115. Gonzalez at 108. How far do you see Denzel Bentley going? Listen, he's a good British level fighter right now. But I need to see more to really judge what his ceiling is. But I like what I see. I like his attitude. I like his personality. He seems like a good dude, man. So I hope he goes far. Is that guy Navalete's fighting any good? Don't know him. Yeah, Christopher Diaz. He's like, I wouldn't call him a world level contender. I'd call him like a fringe contender kind of thing. So he fought Shakur Stevenson, went the distance, didn't really do much. And he also fought Japanese dude. I think it was Masayuki Ito. And he lost that fight as well. He done a lot better in that fight, though. He's kind of aggressive, decent counter puncher. He's okay, but Navalete should win that fight comfortably. Yeah, I didn't watch the fight, JD80. Didn't watch it, but I know he was fighting last weekend. Navalete, Navalete stops him? Maybe. Diaz has a good chin, though. Christopher Diaz has a good chin. He does have a good chin. See, I won't be watching these fights tomorrow, man. I'm going out, but I'll catch up on Sunday. Do you think Wilder is done? How do you see Wilder versus a contender like Charles Martin or Otto Wallin? I think he'll knock out Charles Martin quite easily, to be honest. Otto Wallin would be very interesting, though. Wallin can box, he can apply steady pressure. He's nice and compact. I think Otto Wallin would give Wilder a hard fight. I'd still lean towards Wilder, though. Is Wilder done? I mean, time will tell. If he's not mentally scarred from the Tyson Fury fight, then he's still dangerous for anybody. But we don't know that. We don't know whether he is mentally scarred. So it's a time thing with Deontay Wilder. For better or worse, I still want to see him back. Because ultimately, yeah, the guy's a head case. Yeah, his fans are fucking annoying as hell. But he is entertaining, Deontay Wilder. He is entertaining. Which UK prospects do you think can become world champions? To be honest with you, Mohammed, I'm not really all that keen on many prospects coming through right now in the UK. I think Dennis McCann is an interesting prospect with the right matchmaking. I think he looks interesting. Joe Joyce has a chance at heavyweight. Mind you, he's not really a prospect now. So yeah, Dennis McCann. I still think Buatsi's decent, but a lot of defensive holes. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cordina. Not really a fan of Anthony Fowler. Dalton Smith looks okay at 140. There's a few guys, but I don't think there's any standout prospects in the UK right now who are looking great. Yes, big up to Unrivaled Boxing Talk, man. The last 7 days, that guy's put in work. So if anybody's not subscribed to Unrivaled Boxing Talk and use his channel, check out his channel. Excellent stuff, man. So big up to Mark Unrivaled. Salute to you, sir. Oh, Hamza Shiraz. Yeah, he's at 154. Yeah, good prospect. He's a big dude. for the weight class. And he's one of those guys that does all of the basics well. When you've got size and a solid base of fundamentals, you can go a long way. Who had a better chin, McClellan or Gennady Golovkin? I would say Golovkin, to be honest. I'd say Golovkin. Yeah, he's not really fought anybody yet, Ben Askren. He's not really fought anybody yet, but on the surface, he looks okay. He looks okay on the surface. Hamza Shiraz, Lee McGregor, Dalton Smith, I believe will all become world champions. Yeah, I forgot about Lee McGregor. Last fight, man, he looked incredible. Hashman, when he really good, man, punching a lot harder, nice punch placement, variation of work. I liked how he was not smothering his work when he had his man hurt. Very good fighter. Very good fighter, Lee McGregor. Based out of Scotland. Real good fighter. And yeah, I do like Dalton Smith. I do like Hamza Shiraz as well. Yeah, Hamza Shiraz is still very young. Johnny trying to say sorry now, shaking my damn head. Yeah, he's done out here, El Chayo. Is that how you say your name, El Chayo? Yeah, but he's done. It was a shot. Agree, it could be. Okay, so there's footage of Burnett saying he fucked him with a shot during the fight. Maybe, man, maybe, but just seemed like, his back just went out. Sandor Martin versus Miguel Vasquez, that would be a technical fight. Yeah, I would take Sandor Martin, to be honest. I think he's too clever. I think he's a bit too clever, a bit too fresh at this stage. Yeah, he's decent, Pigeon. He's decent. Navarrete versus Gary Russell, who wins? Listen, if you asked me that a couple of years ago, I would say Gary Russell, but Gary these days not fighting enough. He's getting older. In his last fight with Niambiar, however you say it, I felt there were signs there of him slowing down, was getting caught a lot to the body, getting caught more in general. His feet are slowing down, Gary Russell. His hands are still very quick, but his feet aren't as quick as they used to be. So I could see Navarrete just getting on top of him and working him, and then breaking him down. But yeah, I would take Navarrete in that fight. I think Bentley stops the European champion, Matteo Signani. Hopefully he gets past Cash. Yeah, I would agree with you, Hashman. Yeah, it's a hard fight to call, that one. So you're going Gary Russell barely. I'm going to go Navarrete barely. Yes, big up to John Gonzalez, man. Salute to John. Out there in Texas, man. That's my future home in Texas. You've heard it here first. When I become a millionaire, which is fucking doubtful, but when I become a millionaire, we're going to move to fucking Texas, man. Yeah, there was some BS. G-Man, that Kerman Leharaga fight against Jez Smith was totally ruined, bro. Totally ruined. That was a great fucking fight, man. 3 knockdowns, back and forth action, real good fight. But the referee fucking ruined it. First and foremost, when Leharaga got dropped twice, both times he spat out his mouthpiece, and the referee gave him so much time to pull it back in. Furthermore, the second time he did that, there should have been a point deduction for Leharaga for wasting time. And the stoppage of Jez Smith, too premature, way too premature. Is that the real Saqib? Big up to Saqib if it is. I disagree with you. I think Wallin is much easier than Martin for Wilder. I'm not sure, man. I think I'm not sure. I think Wallin's much better put together technically than Charles Martin. Defensively, he's better. He's more compact, better tight guard, good jab as well, which Deontay does struggle with. Even before Tyson Fury, we saw that in the Johan Duhaupas fight, for example. I think Wallin would do actually quite well against him. I really do. I think he'll do quite well. What's his channel name then, El Chayo? I'm not sure who you mean. Dalton Smith is a good prospect. I like the way he fights, picks his shots well, and so composed. Yeah. No, I think, listen, man, I think O'Hara loses that fight. I think, Sandor Martin he's a technical southpaw. Not the most entertaining fighter in the world, but he's technically sound. I think he would outpoint O'Hara Davis. See, the fight you mentioned, I think it was you, somebody in the comments, I know you responded to it at least. The fight I want to see is Lewis Ritson and O'Hara Davis. I think that's a good fight. Look at who picked an American time to stream. Yeah, it's getting late out here. It's 1:45 in the morning. 1:45 in the morning. Wallin would stop Wilder. Wilder's done. Listen, man, I wouldn't be shocked. I'd still favour Wilder, but I wouldn't be shocked. Wallin would get stopped. That's a stretch. I think he'll do better than Charles Martin, bro. I really do. Oh, yeah, Willie Hutchinson got done fucking dirty, bro. He got done dirty in that fight. He got levelled by Lennox Clark, I think his name was. That's a good comparison, yeah. Sandor Martin can box. He is technically good, but lacks the pop. And he doesn't go through the gears. He reminds me of Jack Catterall with less pop. That's a good comparison. You're probably right, Pigeon. You're more than likely right. And bro, well done, by the way, on that run. Well done, man. Big up to Pigeon. O'Hara didn't beat Vasquez, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. To be fair, McClellan boxed Julian Jackson and Nigel Benn, massive punchers. Yeah, he did. He did. Maybe. Maybe not. Everyone knows O'Hara lost against Vasquez. It was, horrendous robbery. 100% JD. 100%. Now, I think Shiraz is okay, man. I think he's decent. Are you serious, Nathan? Sam Eggington is fighting Carlos Molina next. Are you serious? That's a shit fight. Carlos Molina is shot to bits. That's a garbage fight. It's a garbage fight. It's a trash fight, man. Yeah, Vasquez beat Ritson and he beat... Vasquez, sorry. Yeah, he beat Ritson and Davis. I disagree, Del. I think McClellan had a slightly better chin than Golovkin. He took big shots from punchers like Julian Jackson, whereas Golovkin hasn't been hit from an elite puncher like that. That's true, man. That is true. Yeah, McClellan's chin was definitely tested. Oh no, I was just talking about British prospects. I was saying that there's not too many that impress me in the UK right now, but Shiraz is a guy I've got my eye on. He's got a very good solid grasp on the basic fundamentals of boxing. And he's a big dude as well for that weight class. So I think he can go a little way. I really do. He's decent. Egg versus Cheese 2. Can't lie, I like Cheeseman. Yeah, I like Cheeseman, man. Who do you think would win a rematch between Lee McGregor and Cash Farouk? If you asked me that at the time, right after that first fight, I would have said Cash Farouk. But since then, Lee seems to have come on a real long way. He seems to be punching harder now, placing his shots better, more composed. I think I'll lean towards Lee McGregor in that fight, but it's a hard fight. Hard fight to call. Oh yeah, Ted Cheeseman always in wars, bro. Always in wars. He's going to end up in a bad way, if his career's long. If he sticks around, he will end up in a bad way. Cheeseman's going to make quick work of Eggington next time around. Yeah, I agree. Maybe not quick work, but I think he'll win more. He'll win more decisively. Yeah, McGregor beat Farouk. Yeah, on a UD. Yeah, that was it. I felt he lost that fight, Pigeon, personally, but it was a close fight. Oh yeah, man, I'd love to go out there. I'd love to go out there. I definitely want to go to the US at some point. There's certain places I'd like to go. Not the usual spots like New York and that. If I want to go to New York, I can go to London. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, Vasquez gave Canelo and Tim Bradley big trouble. They struggled to land any shots on him. Yeah, he's defensively responsible, Miguel Vasquez. Very good fighter. Lewis overhyped Ritson as a right Kermit. Yeah, Conway Sissoko on the Canelo BGS card. Good fight. Yeah, I've got Sissoko in that fight. Yeah, exactly, Sakib. Yeah, it's in Spain, so what do you expect, man? But that was crazy. That was crazy. Having said that, though, Gavin McDonnell, he got a bit of luck. He got a technical decision. He lost that fight, man. That cut was caused by a punch. I'm sure of it. So yeah, one UK fighter got a lucky decision, and one Spanish fighter got a bit of help. Yeah, the McGregor decision McGregor has a decision over Farouk, but from what I've heard, that decision was a bit controversial. I've got to watch the fight for myself and come to my own conclusion. Yeah, the first thing to add though, it was genuinely a very good fight, real good fight. Oh yeah, it's Sakib. Yeah, bro, how embarrassing is that? Yeah, didn't Wallin give Fury hell? Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, Wallin's a decent fighter. He's a well-schooled technical fighter, does all of the basics well. I think he'll give Wilder some trouble. Evening, Deld. Good to see you on so late. Yeah, man, I'm not going to go to sleep for a little while, so I thought I'd come on. Yeah, I think Sissoko's got too much. Yeah, I fucked up there, Pigeon. But yeah, big up to Sakib. Hashman, he says, oh, he's talking to Jiho Park. He says, if they fight again, McGregor beats him. Farouk hasn't impressed since. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Cash Farouk's got real ability. Some of the things he does in there, you never see UK fighters do. His head positioning on the inside is excellent. His inside game in general is world class. He's got great defense at times. The thing that lets him down sometimes is, I think, his lack of punching power is a big thing. If Cash Farouk could really punch, let's say he had world level power with the exact skill set he's got now, he would be a fucking problem. But given that style, I think he needs a bit more pop on his punches. And I think that's what's going to let him down. He's got real skill, Cash Farouk, but it's that power, not quite there, in my opinion. I love watching him fight, though. I really like watching him fight. His fight on the, I forgot what card it was. On the Conor Benn card, his fight on the Conor Benn card was real good fun. Yeah, big up to Sakib, man. Yeah, Wallin is too slow. Wilder's going to obliterate him. Round 5 knockout. Maybe, man. But listen. I mean, Johan Duhaupas was slow as molasses. I mean, he gave Deontay some real trouble. Yeah, I've been more impressed with McGregor recently too. Still a good fight, though. Yeah, I agree, man. I want to see it again. I think it has to happen again. in all honesty. Oh, big up to Truth Son, man. He says, Del, respect, mate. Yo, thank you for the contribution, Truth Son. Truth Son always drops by, man. Every single time. Every single time. Big up to Truth Son, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Cone Gaming. Lomachenko versus Lopez rematch. It will never happen, but for the fun of it, how do you think that fight goes? I've got a feeling that Lomachenko wins the rematch if it happens anytime soon. Just the second half of that fight kind of led me to believe that he kind of figured out Lopez, what to do, what not to do. So I would imagine he would build on that in a rematch. But who knows, man? Maybe Tio could adjust further and give Loma something else to think about. But if they fought again, sometime soon, I would pick Loma. Oh yeah, I saw that on BDA. I saw that in the chat. There's no coming back from that. Like, I'm a tolerant fucking person. I'll give anybody second chances, and probably to my detriment at times, but I'll give most people second chances, but there's no coming back from that. You can't co-sign that sort of shit at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So what can you say? What can you say? Yeah, Wallin is decent, but lacks power and is one-paced, but technically good. It's technically good and is an accurate puncher. Yeah, that's a good assessment. That's how I see it as well. Yeah, I think Loma would beat Lopez in a rematch, close decision. Yeah, Lopez is always going to be a threat. He's got legit power at 135. He's always going to be a threat, and that's always going to keep Loma honest to a certain degree. Good fight, Hashman. That's a good fight. See, I'd like to see Hamza Shiraz get involved domestically, but obviously he's with Frank right now, so it's not exactly the best spot to be in when all of these guys are at Matchroom. Maybe he could get a fight with Sam Eggington or James Metcalf. I think those would be good fights for Hamza right now. And then maybe after that, you look at Cedric V2. Yeah, Cheeseman seems okay, man. Cheeseman seems okay. I want to know, though, what he was doing before boxing, like when he was like a young pro, because he was saying, and obviously as a young pro, you're not going to get paid loads and loads of money, but he was saying he was like spending, like he basically lost like 100 grand on betting when he was like in his early 20s. So I want to know what he was doing to earn that money, man, on the side. But yeah, Cheeseman's a good dude, man. He seems okay. Yeah, I rate Cash Farouk, but he seems to have lost direction. Yeah, I agree, man. He's gone to Matchroom. He's had a couple of like fights deep on the undercard. Doesn't really look like they're going to go in any particular direction with Cash Farouk. When I saw him in that Lee McGregor fight, I was so impressed, man. His head movement, his inside game, the body work is very impressive. He's got so many good attributes, Cash Farouk. He's got a good chin as well. Very, very talented fighter, but physically, I don't think he's got that pop on his punches. I really don't, but I wouldn't rule him out. Okay, so Galahad said on his Twitter that the fight was on the undercard for Canelo. So yeah. Kid Galahad versus Jazza Dickens 2 for the vacant IBF featherweight title. Yeah, that's a decent fight. First fight was quite good, actually, if you've not seen it. All of my exes live in Texas. Yes, sir. Who's Cash Farouk's trainer? Please don't say Adam Booth. It's some Scottish dude. Pigeon. I forgot his name, though. He used to be a pro back in the 90s, I think it was. I forget who it was, though. What's going on with Mohammed Rabbi? I remember watching him school Josh Kelly. Yeah, he turned pro a little while ago. Had a few fights in quick succession, but I've heard nothing for a long time. Hashman, I've heard nothing for a long time. What do you think of Anthony Yard adding James Cook to his team? I mean, he needs something. James Cook is very experienced, been around the game for a long time, but I think he needs more than that personally. But we'll see, I guess. We'll see. I think Yard is that type of guy who likes his home comforts, and that's a good thing if you're winning and but maybe he's got with Anthony Yard, I think he's got stuck in a rut, and I think he needs to move out of that comfort zone, try something completely different. That's what I think. Change up your sparring, etc. Yeah, he's a good prospect. He's a good prospect. Where are Liam Walsh and Terry Flanagan? Still with MTK, seems too inactive. Too many, must be injuries or something. Yeah. Apparently, I've not heard anything from either guy, man. Canelo by UD or KO, I would say so. Late KO or UD, yeah. Thoughts on Errol Spence's suspect behaviour with Yella Beezy? Who the fuck is Yella Beezy for a start? Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. I saw that video on Twitter. Yeah, Errol Spence Jr. Listen, I wash my hands of him now. I wash my hands of him. Yeah, Zolani's definitely gone AWOL since he got knocked out by Casemiro, yeah. Who the fuck is Yella Beezy? Okay, so Liam Walsh had COVID. He'll be back. Flanagan's in no man's land. That is Mariusz Wack, Savvy Ringcraft. The pride of Poland, Mariusz Wack. But once again, by the way, big up to Truth Son, man. Yeah, Liam Walsh is good. Tank was too big a jump, but he can be in good domestic fights. I agree with that. Focus on facts rather than emotions. I like that name. What's your thoughts on Sky Sports' new bosses not wanting Hearn? Exclusive deal killed them, in my opinion. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Apparently, this deal with DAZN is 9 figures for 5 years. How true that is, I don't know. Hopefully, that means these regular Matchroom shows in the UK. Hopefully, that means the quality of these shows are getting better. Because for me, in the last couple of years, Matchroom shows on regular Sky, the quality has been going downhill. So hopefully Matchroom up their game now. Now they've got this big fancy new budget for a start. But as for Sky Sports, man, obviously they're keeping Joshua and Dillian White on pay-per-view. They're keeping those fights, but are they going to deal with boxing on regular Sky? I hope so. I want to see Sky work with every promoter, like guys like Al Siesta, Calla Sauerland, etc. I think that's what's going to happen. I think you'll see Sky basically pick and choose their shows, who they work with. So maybe one time they'll work with Calla Sauerland if Chris Eubank Jr. is fighting. Then maybe Al Siesta, for example. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Good question. Del, what was a prospect that you thought could go all of the way but has disappointed you badly? Alexander Teslenko. He got knocked out by Shaundell Winters, believe it or not. He got knocked out by Shaundell Winters. Yeah, Teslenko was a good amateur. Heavyweight, of course, looked very good to me on the come up in his early fights, but yeah, he ended up being not much. Big up to Shepherd of Sons in the house. Salute to Shepherd. Big up to Nathan. He says, do you watch Ultratech Sports Raw? I do. Yeah, he's been streaming recently. I actually really enjoy his streams, Ultratech. Again, I don't agree with everything he says, but I think he does drop some gems in there as well. Hearn will win is my bet. I think Saunders will put up more of a fight against Canelo than Callum Smith did. Yeah, he should do, man. It's not exactly a high bar. He should do. Dominic Chechery, yes, lad. Big up to you, Dominic. Salute to you, sir. Dominic says, what's happening, bro? I'm good, man. Just a late night chill live stream. Late night chill. Basically, Hashman, yeah, he basically gave up after the second year. Now that's a hell of a fucking statement, Pigeon. You come out sometimes you come out with like some, out there like predictions, but fuck me, I can't see it, man. I don't think Billy hits hard enough. Man, Billy would have to be on fucking rocket fuel, all sorts of PEDs to make that happen. I can't see it, man. I can't see it. Yeah, exactly. The sooner that fight happens, I'd favour Loma. The longer it gets, I've got Lopez. Yeah, I agree, 100%. It's all over YouTube, Hash, man. I'm not going to rehash it, bro. It's just not. Doesn't do us any good, man. It's not. Just nothing positive to come from it. So. Yeah, I mean, so I try and always try and be relatively positive on this channel, man. I don't really want to do that rah shit and all that garbage, because what's going to come from it, really? Nothing's really going to come from it. But yeah, he fucked up badly, and there's no way back. Essentially. Saunders Canelo will not go as people think. I'm predicting strangeness. There you go. Might be that gypsy magic, Pigeon. Yeah, I think Kid Galahad's a good fighter. I know he gets a lot of hate in the UK, but he's a very good technical boxer. Does all of the basics real well. Nice punch technique. He's got some of the best technique in the UK. Kid Galahad. He's one of the best he's one of the best technicians in the UK, in my opinion, Kid Galahad. I know that's high praise, but I think he's a real good fighter. I think he's a real talented fighter. You could be right, Mad Chad. You could be right, bro. Dan Aziz, tough dude, fun fighter, but I was expecting him to do a much better job on Ricky Summers, if I'm being honest. I was expecting him to do a much better job on old Ricky. Yeah, the Big Cheese is doing well with his gambling addiction. The Cheese is a new man. Yeah, I saw that on Boxing Social. He was doing an interview. And yeah, he said he's not been gambling for a couple of years now, not been betting. So yeah, it's always a good thing, man. That's one of those vices I've never really understood, gambling. I've never understood it, but because I hate losing money on betting. I fucking hate it. Yeah, I agree, Nathan. Cheeseman's going to be finished before he's 30. Good fighter, always in tough fights. Look at what happened to Alex Orsido. You don't have longevity with that style, yeah. And did you see Alex Orsido on that card? What card was it? He was doing an interview on a Top Rank card. I think it was Smith Vlasov, and yeah, he was really, really cut up about having to retire. You know, that broke his heart, man. Felt for the kid. I really did. What happened to Felix Verdejo? Did he just fall off? Haven't heard about him in years. He got knocked out, J9898, December against Nakatani. He got knocked out. He dropped Nakatani twice, was winning the fight, then he got knocked out. Yeah, Mad Chad, man. That's why, listen, bro, in a sense, and no, this is really what it is, man. Like when I started to do these live streams, I had loads of people on, would chop it up and whatnot. But I made the decision, I guess, I don't know how long ago now, just to do these live streams by myself, because I just can't be dealing with that sort of drama shit. Not just from him, but any drama. I just can't be dealing with it. I really can't. I mean, it's not good for your soul, man. This is just a hobby, man. I'm not going to sit here and, be on that rah-rah shit when nothing's going to come from it. Nobody's going to meet anybody. It doesn't mean anything. It's just hollow words. So I'm not going to get bogged down in that kind of thing, man. That's why I've gone solo recently with these live streams. Try and keep myself to myself, and what I say, I'm accountable for, kind of thing. I don't want to be guilty by association or etc. etc. You know, everything I say on this channel, I'm accountable for. Basically, that's the way I like it. Yes, great Polish chin. I won't write off Billy Joe Saunders yet. Yeah, big up the truth, son, man. Listen, if you had that chin, bro, that's a fucking third. That's basically a third fist. You got your left, your right, and you got your fucking chin. If you had that chin, you could knock people out with it and cut diamonds. You could do anything with that chin. The world's your oyster when you have that chin. Look at that thing, man. Look at it. You could cut diamonds. You could cut cocaine. You could do what you want, man, in life with that sort of chin. Look at it, man. Thing of beauty, that chin. I wish my chin was like that. We will gladly make a deal to exchange blue collar for Johnny. Yeah, I'll come to America, man. I'm done with England. When I come in, if I ever come into money, I say when, like it's gonna fucking happen. If I ever come into money, listen, I'd love to go to America. I'd love to go to America. It would have to be somewhere like Texas, though, where I've got like, I don't know. I just like the idea of Texas for some reason. I've got this like dream of like living in fucking somewhere like Texas on a ranch, massive fucking acres. Do you know what I mean? Raise a few fucking chickens. Yeah, Christian. Yeah, I like him, Nathan. I've seen quite a few of his fights. Christian and Bealey. Yeah, a good fighter at 168. Looks half decent. Yeah, he does. Fun fighter as well, Nathan. Real good style to watch. E-Machines. Yeah, basically, listen, if you watched the BDA show just recently, that's really my thoughts. I mean, he's done out here. Do you know what I mean? That's all I can really say. He's done. I mean, listen, like I said earlier, I'm a tolerant person. I'll let a lot of shit slide. To be honest, I'm not one of those ultra sensitive types who's up for cancel culture. But listen, there's a fucking limit, man. There's a fucking limit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and prayers go to Gonzalo, by the way. Lovely man, Gonzalo. Every single time he's interacted with me, always show me the utmost respect. Nice guy, enthusiastic boxing fan. Got some great takes, great insights. Yeah, Gonzalo's a lovely man, real nice man. That's a good fight. Carlos Gongora, John Ryder. Now that's a good fight. Again, no reason why that fight can't be made. Both guys are with Matchroom now, so great fight. Most overrated world champion above 130 pounds. I'm going to go Demetrius Andrade. There you go. Andrade, I would say. Yeah, big up the truth, son, again, man. Exactly, yeah. Billy Joe couldn't get a shot Martin Murray out of there, so he's not going to hurt Canelo. Yeah, Kevin Mitchell 100% underachieved as a fighter, Nathan. Real good boxer, good amateur. Again, though, he liked that the London nightlife too much. Sorry, yeah. You know, he dabbled in drink and drugs more than likely. And yeah, he could never really stay on the right track. Kevin Mitchell liked the party life too much, but real talented fighter. And if you've not seen Kevin Mitchell versus Jorge Linares, watch that fucking fight, man. That's a great fight. Great fight. Yeah, I like his style, Pigeon. Real smooth operator, real smooth. Don't get me wrong, he can be a bit not ungainly, but he does hold a bit too much at times. But when he's actually boxing from range, he's a real nice technical boxer. But yeah, Kid Galahad's okay, man. V10 going in strong, man. And V10, are you new to the channel, or are you like have you changed your name or whatever? I just don't recognise your name. Isn't it past your bedtime, Del? You might be right, man. You might be right. Saunders wins, I'm doing a backflip and I don't know how to do them. Yeah. I can't see it, man. I'll be shocked if Saunders does it. If he does do it though, that's one of the biggest wins for a UK fighter away from home. Point blank period. One of the biggest wins. That'll be up there with Lloyd Honeyghan, Fury versus Klitschko, etc. I know a lot of people don't like Billy Joe, but I kind of find him funny. Yeah, he kind of gets on my nerves, man, Billy Joe. No, you can, Pigeon Bro, you can talk about what you want in the chat, mate. You can talk about what you want. Win or lose, if Billy Joe really tries, I'll stop talking shit on him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Stephen. That's how I feel. That chin's a third fist. Dear. Yeah, big up to Truth Son, man. I mean, he'd have somebody's eye out with that fucking chin. But yeah, I do, Nathan. Yeah, that's Marius Wack. That's not me. Yeah, I saw Carlos. I saw people say it on the BDA stream. I wish we could go back and watch it because I saw it on my on the YouTube feed like the whole 7 days, and I clicked on it and it said YouTube couldn't enable replay or something like that. So looks like we can't watch it again, man. But it was a great stream. If Saunders wins, I'll recite the whole British national anthem on BDA. Can you imagine if he actually does it? Like, the boxing world would go into a fucking meltdown. Imagine Billy Joe being the guy to beat Canelo. Can you imagine? The world will go fucking mad. It's a mighty chin. You could bridge the Atlantic Ocean to go from the UK to America, laugh out loud. Yeah, it's no wonder why this guy he barely gets stopped. Yeah, but I want to hear apology. Bang out the national anthem if he wins. I'll hold you to that apology. What's good, bro? The fight I'm intrigued for most is Adorno versus Ortiz, a true 50-50 in my opinion. I've not heard about that fight, bro. You'd have to enlighten me, in all honesty. The one I'm looking forward to most is Taylor Ramirez, followed by Charlo Castano. They're the ones I'm looking forward to most in terms of what's been set. Does Wingy Boxing still post? He doesn't post, but he's going to be doing some interviews on a boxing channel. I forget their name though. I forget their name. That's my dream too, Del. Like the fantasy in Of Mice and Men. Exactly, bro. Can you imagine? A big ass ranch in the middle of nowhere, away from people, nice weather, all those acres to do what you want. It'd be amazing. Yeah, is anybody in the chat picking Saunders to beat Canelo? Like, legitimately? Do you watch Boxing Talk with Ade or Boxing Lowdown? I watch Boxing Talk with Ade occasionally, and Boxing Lowdown I've not heard of, so I need to check him out. 100% friendly fire. Gonzalo even likes me. Always loved him for that. Yeah, Gonzalo's nice dude, man. Real nice guy. But yeah, Pigeon, I like your angle on YouTube. I always check in on your channel, man, or your channels. So V10 is actually picking Billy Joe. He thinks Billy Joe's going to rise to the occasion. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. You got to respect all of the guys that respect the game, despite all of the money and tail coming their way. These temptations are hard. Yeah, like if I was in, if let's say I turned pro at 20 years old, and I was like fighting for millions of dollars at 24, 25, I'd probably go off the rails. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I probably would. I'd probably go off the rails, do something stupid, but I couldn't. I don't think I could do it. Oh yeah, Mark. Listen, Mark was well within his rights to end that after the first day. That's a long fucking time. A long fucking time. Man, V10 thinks Billy's gonna school him. Damn. Can't see it, man. I can't see it. Yeah, it would be one of the biggest upsets in recent history. What if Billy makes Canelo look like Lemieux? Can you imagine? Listen, I think he can. Listen, I think he'll have success early on when he's fresh, when he's moving. I think he might win a few rounds early on, but I just can't see him doing it for 12 rounds in a fight of that magnitude. I really can't. I really can't. Lucas Brown versus Eric Molina's the fight to make. Listen, Eric Molina would fucking kill Lucas Brown right now. And Eric Molina's terrible right now. So that makes Lucas Brown fucking quadruply terrible. He's garbage right now. He's out here getting knocked out by rugby players. It's insane. Oh, by the way, lads, if you could smash the like, it would be much appreciated. It would be much appreciated. Always helps us out when you hit the like. That's the main thing, man. You smash the like. The little dweebs down at Silicon Valley, they like that sort of shit when you hit the like. They like it, man. If Billy Joe wins, I wouldn't see it as a massive upset. I would, to be honest, I would, considering what he's coming up against. I really would. How long in hours will Billy Joe have to, after the weigh-in, to bulk up with food? Yeah, I'd say about 24 hours, maybe a bit more than 24 hours. Some of these weigh-ins these days are at weird times, man. So I'd say probably just over 24 hours. Yeah, just joined. Hopefully Lucas Brown retires. Always seemed like a nice chap, and I'd hate to see him get hurt. Yeah, because that's the way it's going, Will Stokes. Because let's be honest, yeah. If you're getting knocked out by part-time boxers, a 39-year-old part-time boxer who used to be a rugby player, if you fight a real prospect, you're going to get seriously hurt, man. Seriously hurt. So he needs, yeah, you're right. He needs to retire ASAP. Yes, big up to BG London. Wingy's still making videos, not boxing though. Yeah, he does. He does do those cigar reviews. Sorry. Exactly, Adam Scott. You could make an argument for Billy Joe winning on points, but I can't see him getting it in a million years. 100%. I say that a lot in it. 100%. It's one of my go-tos. Yeah. At this point, Brown is barely any use as an opponent for novice prospects. That's how far he's sunk. Yep, I totally agree. And that lends me to believe that he was actually on PEDs when he got caught. Back in the day, people were saying, oh, he's too nice. He got set up, blah, blah, blah. If you look at that Ruslan Shagayev fight, watch that back now in hindsight. That guy was fucking juiced to the fucking gills in that fight. He was actually moving. He was taking punishment a lot more effectively. He was in good shape as well. I think Lucas Brown was juiced out of his peanut in that fight. I really do. Say what you want about Andre Ward fighting dirty, but he's still I'll start that again. Say what you want about Andre Ward fighting dirty, but he's a true student of boxing. His faith keeps him disciplined and winning. Yeah, that's one thing you can't criticize Ward for outside the ring. He always, well, when he was active, always stayed in pretty good shape. Trained when he wasn't fighting. Yeah, that sort of thing goes a long way in boxing. Because someone like Errol Spence Jr., he's a good fighter, but he's going to get found out. His lifestyle it's going to get found out eventually. It's going to get found out. Do you think Craig Richards has a better chance against Bivol, or would you say Saunders has more of a shot against Canelo? I would say Saunders against Canelo has a better shot. Richards, to me, is a good domestic level fighter, but nothing more. Dimitri Bivol is a world level fighter with the potential to be a great fighter, in my opinion. So I think Richards has no chance in that fight. This is going to be the best Saunders we've ever seen. Keep that in mind. There will be no stones unturned this time. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. Sin Amasia, I've not seen you for a while, bro. I've not seen you for a while, so hopefully you're keeping well, mate. Billy Joe can't win on the cards. He needs a KO. He needs to KO the Ginger. Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. Say what you want about Canelo, but one attribute that he's blessed with is a great chin, and Billy can't really punch. So, yeah, he can't knock him out. Exactly, Steven Schneider. They're leftist algorithms, yep. Yeah, exactly. Craig Richards is a solid domestic fighter. It's a win-win for him against Bivol in any real sense. Yeah, because if he loses, he's expected to lose. He goes back to domestic level, and he does his thing, and I'm sure he's getting paid well as well. So Richards, it's basically a lottery ticket. More than likely, he's going to get fucked up. But if he lands that one shot, who knows, man? I can't see it, though. Can't see it, though. Do you think Canelo fights are fixed? You seem to be making him a big favourite. Is that because of skills or something else? Don't get me wrong. Partly it's down to Canelo's skills. I think he's a damn good fighter. Really, really good fighter. But we see the judges' scorecards in his fights. We see what he kind of gets in his favour. So you've got to take that into account. I mean, if you're putting money on that sort of fight, you've got to look at these sort of things. So yeah, it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both, Jim Jones. It's not just that Canelo gets the rub of the green in terms of judging. It's not just that. It's also that he's a very good fighter, but it's a bit of both. If Billy KO'd Canelo, that would be the best thing I've ever seen in boxing. I'd smile for a week. I'd probably think I'm dreaming, honestly. Craig Richards, he knocks out Jose Burton. I'm certain of it. If Saunders wins, even the alien children on the rings of Saturn will hear his mouth. Personally, I thought he would lose to the Georgian Kurtzidze in prison, that he was meant to fight. Yeah, that would have been a great fight, truth, son. Would have been a great fight. Avdan Til Kurtzidze, that guy was a fucking lunatic, man. Yeah, Lucas Brown gassed after 25 seconds against Dave Allen, laughed my ass off. Yeah, he was a disgrace that night. Honestly, Christ. Oh yeah, he banged out Tommy Langford. Yeah, he banged out Tommy Langford. He beat Antoine Douglas. It could be down to youth. Don't get me wrong, Will Stokes, but I honestly think he was on something in that fight because he got caught after that fight, and then shortly after he got caught again. So I do think he was juicing. I really do. I do think he was juicing. Lucas Brown was gassed walking out to the ring. Andre the Nut Crunch Award, still a great fighter. Yeah, he was a good fighter, man. I just didn't really appreciate his style. Oh, yeah. Alan Babich would destroy Lucas Brown. Saunders did look cut in that pick. Last time that a gypsy had a six-pack, he had nasal spray falling out of his gym bag. Laugh out loud. Yeah, Billy Joe's probably on something. He's probably on something. Babich is the man. Yeah, I like Alan Babich. He's a fun fighter. I don't think he goes all that far, to tell you the truth. I think he'll get beat when he steps up to any real level. But listen, he's a fun fighter. He's a fun fighter. It's all really you can ask. It's all you can really ask for in boxing is a guy who entertains you. What's your thoughts on Chris Congo after his loss? Back to the drawing board, I guess. I mean, who's there to really fight for him right now? I mean, not sure, to be honest with you. J9898. I was very disappointed in Chris Congo. I thought he'd win that fight against Michael McKinson. I thought he'd win it, but yeah, back to the drawing board, I guess. Back to the drawing board. Maybe Jez Smith would be a good opponent. The guy who fought Leharaga. Usually Jez Smith's a welterweight, so maybe that's a good fight for him. Jez Smith, I would say. Yeah, that makes sense. Alan Babich versus Nick Webb. That makes sense. It's a good fight as well. I'll take Alan Babich, but Nick Webb can punch. So, yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, Dimitri Bivol has been off for a long time, and Richards is coming off a career best win. So if he's got a shot, it's now. That's true, but I just can't see it, man. I just can't see it. I'm devastated after the Congo loss, honestly. I had high hopes. Yeah, he looked... Just the southpaw awkwardness of Michael McKinson, really... He never really figured it out. Never really figured it out. Yeah, he can definitely come back to domestic level, Nathan. Definitely. Chet Collins, man. I've not seen you for a while, Chet Collins, man. So big up to you. Big up to you, man. Yeah, Langford got smoked. Yeah, he got smoked like a fucking bag of weed. Yeah, Kurt Sizzy was a great fighter. He could have made a lot more beating contenders than what he would have made collecting loans for the Mafia. Yeah, but, maybe that goes to show what he was actually earning in boxing. More than likely, not all that much. You watching UFC 261 tomorrow? I'll watch it the next day. I'm going out tomorrow, man. We're going to party, mate. We're going to party. But, yeah, I'll catch up with it. I think Usman's going to fuck up Masvidal, though, again. I think he'll just wrestle into the cage, grind him down, win on points again. That's the truth, Nathan. Too much emphasis now is put on these guys staying unbeaten. Real fans don't care about records. Let's just see well-matched fights. 100%, man. 100%. Yeah, Mike Tyson. I like Mike Tyson. Yeah. Yeah, Kutsidze, that corner fucking motivation was great. Oh, Joseph Adorno versus Jermaine Ortiz is my favourite fight this weekend. What card is that on? Is that on the top rank card? Let's have a look. Okay, so it's a battle of two unbeatens. Interesting. I've never seen either one of these guys fight. I'll have to tell you the truth, Andre. Never seen either one of these guys fight, so... Yeah, Andrade was a letdown for me. He has all of his skill, but just isn't a closer. Yeah, listen, he's still got time. He is still unbeaten, so he can still make that right. But yeah, that Liam Williams fight to me was disappointing. He looked so good in those first 2 rounds, man. And if he got him out of there in those first 2 rounds, that's a statement. We're having a completely different conversation about Andrade if he knocked out Williams in 2 rounds, which he should have done, by the way. Williams was out of it. He was fucked. So, yeah, I mean, Andrade, I think he's overrated personally, but again, it's up to him still. It's up to him. A guy who would have given Canelo issues would have been a fit George Groves, not the shot one that Callum Smith with a ruined shoulder fought. Yeah, the jab of George Groves would give Canelo problems, but once again, though, it's George's gas tank in that fight. He'd slow down and probably get knocked out late, I would say. But I think the jab would definitely give him problems early. Yeah, we need to push for Bivol versus Beterbiev like we push for Spence versus Bud. These are both amazing fucking fights. 100%, bro. Brilliant fight, man. Brilliant fight. I'd be nervous on that one, man, because I'm a Beterbiev fan. I'll be nervous. That's another one of those fights where, like, right now, I'd pick Beterbiev, but the longer we wait, the more chance I give Bivol. And even right now, I give Bivol a good chance. So if you ask me in 12 months and this fight hasn't happened, I'd probably say Bivol wins. Yeah, McKinson's very crafty. He's got that herky-jerky style. He's hard to read. He's got like an offbeat rhythm. He's a real hard guy to like time and come to grips with. He's one of those guys, in my opinion, he probably doesn't really know what he's doing himself in his next move. He just kind of fights off the cuff. And those sort of guys are kind of hard to deal with. So, yeah, he's an interesting fighter domestically. Exactly, yeah, even Cheeseman, 2 losses and a draw, but he is being matched quite tough generally. Exactly, bro. And listen, you want to see him fight. It doesn't matter about the 2 losses. You want to see him fight because he's entertaining. That's why Gabriel Rosado always gets fights. Yeah, he's got 10, 12 losses now, but always comes to fight. Can be involved in some barn burners at times. It's what it is. Is what it is. Froch would have beaten Canelo at 168, in my opinion, and Calzaghe definitely would have beaten him. I think Calzaghe is a bad style matchup for Canelo. Just the activity, the work rate, the hand speed. Canelo is more methodical with his approach. Good counter puncher, but not a great punch output. I could see Canelo getting outworked in that fight. Carl Froch, though, I know Carl's a lot bigger, but I think Canelo could be too crisp, too accurate. And his timing, I think, is too superior. But I think you're right on Calzaghe. Yeah, Andre, man, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Masvidal's gonna become champion. I can't see it, man. I think the same thing is gonna happen. He's gonna get wrestled. He's gonna get ground against the cage, and he's gonna lose on points. That's how I see it. I think Kamaru Usman gets a bad rep in the UFC. I think he gets a bad rap. He's a very good fighter, real good fighter. Hard guy to deal with, man. Oh, Hrgovic and Hunter. It's a good fight, man. I'd lean towards Hrgovic, though. I'm a fan of both guys. I really like both guys, so don't really have a dog in that fight, to be honest. But I'd lean towards Hrgovic. Hrgovic's lean back style is going to be really, really hard for Michael Hunter as a shorter heavyweight. If you're a shorter guy like Hunter and you're fighting someone like Hrgovic who leans back, who paws with a jab, it's going to be very hard to clip him on the chin. In that fight, Hunter needs to work the body from get-go, basically. The answers are no, Carlos Mendoza. The answers are no. And you know me anyway, I don't have people on stream anyway, so, but yeah, he won't be in the comments. I think he is overrated in a sense, Andre. I think he's overrated. My thing with Andre Ward is like he left so many fights on the table. The Adonis Stevenson fight for Undisputed would have been a great fucking fight. But Beterbiev was knocking about. I mean, I wish he took these fights, but is what it is. You still pulling that Polish broad you mentioned before? Would you rate her if you're still pulling her? What would you rate her if you're still pulling her? No, I'm still working on it, man. That one's a fucking awkward one. That's an awkward one. It's not. Yeah, she's kind of. The more I talk to her, the more I realise she's like more, I guess, the traditional type, which is all right, but that means there's a lot of legwork. If you get my drift, there's a lot of legwork to get where I want to be. I'm a big Beterbiev fan. Got him beating Bivol. I'll make you right if it happens soon. But if we wait for that fight, then Bivol could win. Yeah, he's going to be banned V10 when he comes back, man. I can't deal with that sort of shit. I don't want to be associated with that shit. How can you tell if somebody's only hidden their channel? I don't. I never even knew you could hide your channel, if I'm being honest. BG London, man. Wilder's looking in fighting shape on Instagram. Al Heyman should force him to fight White. Laugh out loud. Yo, you know my thoughts, BG London. That's the fight to make. That is the fight to make for both guys. Look at the build-up, man. The build-up would be immense. There's real beef there. That basically stems from Wilder piping Dillian White's girl. I believe that did happen. Look at the way Dillian White acts around Wilder. He's obsessed. I think that did happen. And, you know, Dillian's emotionally invested. There's going to be a lot of trash talk. Both guys can punch. Neither guy's great defensively. They make a lot of mistakes. Somebody's getting knocked out brutally in that fight. It'll be a very good fight. Not only is it easy to sell and it will do good numbers, but look at it this way: the winner of that fight's in a real good position to fight maybe the winner of Fury Joshua. There'll be a lot of interest, whoever won that fight. But that is the fight to make: Wilder versus White, Wilder Ruiz, Ruiz White. These guys need to see each other, in my opinion. See, I think I agree on Froch, J9898, but I think Calzaghe's work rate would be too much. Joe Joyce is a great example of how generally timing is more important than speed in boxing. Yeah, he is. He actually does have underrated timing, Joe Joyce. And when it comes to Joe Joyce, yeah, I get the criticism with speed, right? His hands are very slow. But one thing people never mention, like a lot of people don't mention this, look at Joe Joyce's feet. Joe Joyce's feet are deceptively quick. His feet aren't slow. He can close the distance very quickly for a heavyweight of that size. And he can move around quite quickly as well. Joe Joyce's feet are not slow. It's really his hands. But I like Joe Joyce, man. I like Joe Joyce. Yeah, officials got Hrgovic as well to beat him. Yeah, I think he'll beat him as well. That's the thing now. Yeah, 36 years old, Artur Beterbiev. So he's not going to be, you know, he's getting towards that age now. I don't think so, Andre. I don't think Diaz has a chance, really, if I'm being honest. Can't see it. Exactly, bro. Respect, bro. Save Fernando's money for somebody who gives it up. That's it, man. I never understand. That's another thing, you know, like Nando's, man. The amount of girls who want to go to Nando's for a fucking date or something. I've always found Nando's to be overrated. Don't get me wrong, it's all right. It's not horrible food or anything, but they specialize in cooking chicken. Yeah, I can do a fucking better job. I'm not a fucking chef. Like the butterfly chicken, yeah, from fucking Nando's never fails to be fucking dry. You're a fucking chicken specialist, man. Come on. Nando's is overrated. Overrated, sorry. Fucking hell, my voice went then. Yeah, Heyman's either going to cash his ass out or feed him trash cans. I don't see the point though now of feeding him trash cans. Yeah, don't get me wrong, one comeback fight, fair enough. But after that, what's the point just like letting this guy fight C-level guys? Might as well chuck him back in there. And if he gets a big win, he's right back in the mix. If he loses, so be it. Oh my days. Coppinger just tweeted that the Bud Manny fight is officially dead. Well, let's expect Crawford versus Josecito in the next coming weeks. Yeah, man. Let's listen, man. Let's stay positive. Fingers crossed it's Sean Porter, but you could be onto something there, Andre. You could be onto something. No, Wilder fucked White's girl. That's what I heard. White said it's the other way round. Wilder said so. Basically, yeah. White said he done the opposite. Wilder said he done the opposite. I believe Wilder personally because look at how Dillian acts around Wilder when his name is mentioned. He's a scorned individual when it comes to Wilder, and I believe that's why. Because Wilder really doesn't mention Dillian all that much. And if somebody fucked your girl, yeah, you're going to be a bit fucking aggro about it. That's what Dillian is. %, man. Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I think you're being harsh with Ward. He went straight to the boogeyman in Kovalev and never got the credit. I don't think he got the credit because of how the nature of those fights went. Like the first fight, most people felt he lost. And the second fight, the officiating was pretty poor. I think that's the reason. Like, yeah, he took the fight, which is a good thing, obviously. Kovalev back then was like the number one guy, but I do agree with this, actually. Kovalev was looking for a way out in the second fight. I do agree with that. Yeah, listen, Pigeon, people will not forget. Wilder is scared of Dillian, I'm telling you, Del, but it's the fight we want, 100%, man. He might be, listen, he might be, or he might be just trolling. He might be trolling, like Dillian White. Because if you did what Wilder said he did, and then you don't give him the fight, you're like doubly trolling him then, kind of thing. So it might be that. But there is something serious there. That's not fake beef. That's not like IFL raw beef, brutally honest beef. That's Tesco's finest beef, that is. Good fight, yeah. Good test for Edgar Berlanga. That's what they're talking about next for Berlanga if he wins. That's a good test. I need to see Berlanga tomorrow. A lot of people are saying that now, Andre. A lot of people are feeling Joe Joyce in that fight. And I can see why. £5 chicken and chips is better than Nando's. I know what you mean, Pigeon. Sometimes it's nicer. Yeah, that's it, bro. Slow-mo Joe's like an octopus that will drown you in deep waters after you struggle, but he's got timing, skill, a chin, and feet. Seems weak to the body, in my opinion. And yeah, Nando's is overrated, mate. Yeah, man. Can't stand it. No, I don't mind. Again, I don't mind it, but I just think it's overrated. For someone with slow hands, Joyce lands his fair share. He does, yeah. It's a constant barrage of punches. If women want Nando's, let them have it, Del. Cheeky Nando's. Good old cheeky Nando's. I'm a middleweight and spent £40 at Nando's and was still hungry. Baby portions in there. That's another thing. The portions. Listen, I'm not a fucking sparrow. I need some sustenance in my food, man. I need some, something substantial. I'm not a fucking gerbil. Fucking hell, that made me laugh, man, for some reason. Will Daniel Dubois ever grow up? Listen, man, you know my theory on Daniel Dubois. His dad basically wanted him to be a fighter, and he was training to be that from very young. My theory is he missed out on a lot of social development when he was a kid, and that's the reason he's why he is. Kind of like that Michael Jackson syndrome kind of thing. And I'm not saying Dubois is going to touch kids. I'm just saying he's like the guy who never grew up kind of thing, socially at least. But he's a nice kid, Daniel Dubois. So I've got nothing bad to say about him. He's a nice kid. I've got B-roll on points. Good fight though. I can't answer that one. AJ Morningstar. I need to see more from both guys. Currently, I need to see more from both guys. But I would take B-roll in that fight. Nando's is overrated, bro. But the thing is that it's just expensive enough to be greater than fast food, and they can bring their friends that they can brag to their friends that they got a good meal, almost luxury, in my opinion. Basically, it's like in between a restaurant and fast food. Nando's, that's what it is, really. Yeah, I heard that as well. So yeah, Big Baby's fucking Wilder's girl. Wilder's fucking Dillian's girl. What's Dillian doing? Fucking Dave Allen's girl. Who knows? Wilder's shook. He could be, man. Yeah. Overrated. Apology. It's overrated. Let's get it. Let's get it, Carlos. I'll watch all of those fights, man. Yeah, KFC. I've gone off KFC though, man. I've gone off KFC. I wouldn't date a woman if she liked Nando's. It means I'll be eating crap and crap forever. Crap, fucking hell. When you get old, you do things you should do as a younger person. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Pigeon. I know what you're saying. See, I just felt he lost that first fight, man. I felt he got out jabbed, he got dropped. The hurtful punches came from Kovalev. He got outlanded. I just felt Ward lost that fight. Don't get me wrong, Ward had some good middle rounds in that fight. And he came back and he showed a good chin. He showed a good heart, but I don't think he did enough. I really don't. And yeah, the second fight, yeah, he did hit Kovalev a bit low, but I think you are right, though. Kovalev was kind of looking for a way out at the same time. So the second fight was what it was, but the first fight to me was a bad decision. I had to start making my own Asian food in the kitchen because I'm in the country and good spots are so far. Yeah, there's not many good Asian places around here. Like there's a good Indian like down the road from my house, but that's really it, to be honest. That's really it. See, I like a good Indian curry, man. Good takeaway. Vindaloo, mate. Vindaloo all day long. Yeah, bro, I know how you feel, man. I know how you feel, Carlos. I know how you feel. See, Andre, man, I'm not completely sold on Balanga yet. I need to see a lot more. All we know so far is he's a big kid who can really punch. That's all we know so far. What happens when he gets clipped on the chin? What happens when he goes a few rounds and he misses a few shots? What's his gas tank like? Can he deal with a mover who can box and move? There's so much we don't know about Balanga yet. And Jesse Hart's not a perfect fighter, but he'd be a big step up for Edgar Balanga. He'd be a big step up. Bear in mind, Joe Smith couldn't knock out Jesse Hart. Neither could Gilberto Ramirez. So that's a big step up. That's a big step up. And yeah, by the way, lads, if you could crack that like, beat that like an egg. My terrible fucking analogy's coming out right now. Nando's is shit, just straight to the point. Nando's serving seagull. Only thing I know about Nando's is that Saunders chucked some chicken at Wilder there. Oh yeah, they're lovely. Yeah, toad in the hole, man. Lovely stuff, man. Lovely with some like real nice gravy. Yeah, nice sausage. Fucking beautiful, man. Beautiful. Yeah, man. See, there are some nice English cuisine, man. If you get somebody who can cook like if you get somebody who can cook a real nice like roast dinner, it is fucking beautiful. It is beautiful. Problem though with English people, like, I don't like people cooking for me because I'm a guy who likes seasoning, man. People go too light on seasoning in the UK, man, when they cook for you. Like, I'm a guy who I've got more fucking seasoning in my cupboard than fucking food right now, to be honest. But yeah, that's my problem with UK people is fucking their lack of seasoning pisses me off, man. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Yeah, Daniel was winning on the cards, though, Dubois. Yeah, Frank. Top 5 most skilled fighters in boxing right now. I'd say Lomachenko, Canelo Alvarez, Dimitri Bivol. Who else? Alexander Usyk. I actually think Naoya Inoue's skill set's underrated. I actually think his skill set's underrated. I might go Inoue for the 5th one. Yeah, British people only use lemon and herb as seasoning. Yep, it's facts, bro. See, I need something more. I need something more. You know, more with more zang, I guess. A bit more spice. Bit more spice. Meal number one from Morley's and a shag. Good old days. Would you rather smash 20 girls that are fat, 200 plus pounds, or smash a 9 out of 10 twice? 9 out of 10 twice. 9 out of 10 twice. Easy question, bruh. Easy question. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. It's 2 a.m. in the UK. Thank you guys for joining, though. I didn't really expect it, to be honest, this time of night. So big up to you guys. If you could smash the like, though, that would be much appreciated. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'm not going to upload tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow. So I guess I'll upload something on Sunday. But yeah, big up to you guys, man. And yeah, man, peace to you guys, man. It's been a crazy fucking week, man, on these YouTube streets. But there you go. It is what it is, man. Smash the like, hit subscribe if you've not subscribed. Peace.